All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome. It's Monday. It's Houston. We have a problem. We are ready to roll. One thing up was Kroll and Associates. That's what I want to do. I want to make sure I got the thing up here just in case something gets submitted into the docket and we can see it. Application. Whoop. Okay, that world objection deadline. World market is something in here. Interested party, world market. Okay. Okay. All right. So, the internet's already turning into garbage for me, and there's no one here to make the internet garbage, so I don't know why it's happening. But I appear to be frozen on my end, and hopefully you guys can actually hear me. Xfinity, you guys promised this was fixed, and nothing's happening. So the date for the stalking horse for Bed Bath & Beyond's bankruptcy was supposed to be Sunday. It was actually supposed to be previous Thursday, and then the Thursday before that, and then the May 22nd. So I guess it's moved 4 times. So it's the fifth date, right? 22nd, 1st, 7th, 11th, 12th. Yes, this is the fifth date they've had for the stalking horse. As of 3 minutes ago, it should have been submitted. I am not seeing anything pop up except for some notices from Mr. Party World Market being in here. Looks like World Market LLC has submitted quite a few things. A lot of stuff got submitted today. Let's see here. Bam. Chrome. That was my baseball player. Crawler structuring. There we go. Okay, so we've got a document from World Market, World Market certification, Robert, blah, 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 certification of Aberdeen, blah, 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 in support of proposed order. Another one from World Market. Another one from World Market. Another one from World Market. World Market, affidavit of service by Kroll. Okay, affidavit of service by Kroll. Application of attorney, blah, 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 filed by Joshua blah, blah, on behalf of Texas taxing authorities. So this must be a debtor or a creditor. I mean. All right, extension deadlines. Really debating. Uh-oh. Another extension? Let's see what this one says. Sure, whatever. Are you gonna... There we go. Okay, what we got here? Thanks to chapter 11, blah, 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 blah. No, this is the one from this is one from late last night that made the deadline today. So there's been no other extension so far today. Well, you guys can't see because, how do I make that one work? Add a source. Add a display capture image, so VOCL source, collab, Twitch, widgets. No, not a widget. Event list, display capture, browser source. I guess we do browser source. Add source. We'll call that Adobe Acrobat. Add source. Streamlabs. No, not that one. Location. Nope. I'm gonna close that. That's not at all. That's not at all what I wanted. No. Yes, remove that. I don't want you. How do I get this stupid thing to... Alright, what if I do this? What if I go like this and I go... Oh, you guys can't see it at all. It's not opening. Okay, well, anyway. There is a Go away. I told you, yes, I want to remove that. Go away. Yeah, so I'm looking at the PDF right now, and I have no idea how to share that on the screen. So this is where we are. And why is that so small? That should be bigger, right? That should be like that. Up a little bit. Okay. Well, Big Houston. There we are. Wait, what's with where'd my thing go? Shouldn't I have main cam alert box, scroll, no background? Oh. Did I accidentally delete my background? Fuck, I did, didn't I? Welcome to Houston No Problem, where I'm just generating problems. Turn that off, not compound my issues. So yeah, here we wait. We're waiting to see what else pops up here. I don't know if there's the service. So where's the what's all this about? I don't know if there is necessarily a bid in yet. So I'm scrolling through this world market thing, which I apparently can't show you because I can't figure out how to display stupid Adobe Acrobat on my screen without deleting my entire background. So, you know, got that going for me. Okay. This looks like these are filings for world market to be an interested party. Certification application for attorney, education application for attorney. So it's just the attorneys basically making themselves be allowed to be appeared on this thing. Other news, Trump can't get a lawyer. His lawyers tried responding to the federal court in Florida, and it turns out they're not admitted to the bar there, and they can't respond. So Trump is now trying to find a local attorney, and the one he's talking to is currently facing disbarment for malpractice while losing a $63 million lawsuit. So that's what he's got going for himself. He really can't find attorneys at all in Florida. He's having a very difficult time. It's kind of hilarious. No other big news today other than the offensive has begun in Ukraine. Only 2 of 35 brigades have even participated in the offensive, and they've already captured a significant portion of land and quite a few towns back. It appears as though most of the conscripts are just like bailing. They just leave their posts and are like, yeah, I'm out of here. So, yeah, so that's where we sit. I'm still pissed I can't figure out how to get Adobe to work, and then I deleted my background by accident. Fart. How to get that background back? I remember what file it's in. I can't remember. Save my life. But I'm just going to go with the chat because you guys will center me. I'm a mess. I am a giant mess. Chris Collins, are you tuning in to the case tomorrow? I will try. I have a meeting at like 2 o'clock my time. I think it's in the morning, so I think I should be able to at least listen to some of it. Phil Clayton, Houston. Regarding the not for long tweet from Ryan a while back, we all think this is Matt Furlong related. The horse race's distance is measured in furlongs. I'm even more confused now. Yeah. I think that Matt Furlong will have a new role. And basically, I think what Ryan Cohen is doing as a rope-a-dope is that he is getting the shorts to think that they've won. And he's gonna tire him out. So I think he's rope-a-doping him. Case Chapman, Houston. Can you explain how a merger acquisition carve out BBY Teddy Jimmy would squeeze the shorts? I I don't think it would necessarily squeeze the shorts. It would force them to do a payment in lieu. And the higher the bid price, the higher the payment in lieu. So basically, you bid on the company and its assets, and the debtors have to agree to that bid in order to get those assets from the company. Because essentially, the debtors are allowed the assets. If you can't, you put the company up as collateral. If you can't pay your bills, then the debtors get your company. What happened to our institutes when I worked for them is that the debtors ended up owning a college, and they're like, I don't want to own a college, and they tried to find a buyer. So here, the debtors don't want to own a retail store; they just want their money. So they want their 1.4 billion. So whoever's going to bid on Bed Bath & Beyond has to bid more than 1.4 billion for the company, and that's to make the bidders, the creditors. I keep saying debtors. I mean creditors. Creditors totally happy, and the creditors, they all they care about is their money. They get the 1.4 billion, they're cool, and they're not going to get more than the 1.4 billion. So if there's $2 billion offered for the company, they get their 1.4 billion. The 500 million may go to other liabilities, pension funds, whatever, or to stockholders as a buyout. So the bigger the buyout you have, the more money there is left over to go to the stockholders for the privatization of the company, because they're supposed to get whatever's left over. That's what they bought into. So we're hoping for just a giant bid, and if there's shorts out there, the shorts are going to owe the payment in lieu, which is the price of the company, which is the price of each share that's over that $1.4 billion offer. So if the bid is, let's say, $5 billion, then that's probably about $7 a share that comes out to. So that means every single short share, naked share, borrowed share is going to owe $7 on that. If there's a billion shorts, then that's $7 billion that they're going to owe. So it's not necessarily going to squeeze the price any. It's just going to result in a payment in lieu. Now, I guess if someone makes an offer that's absolutely insane, let's say they make an offer of $30 billion for the company, which would just be bonkers. It's not going to happen. Then the payment in lieu all of a sudden is going to be ridiculous. What would $30 billion come out to be? That would be 29 divided by 500. That would be like $60 a share. And the payment in lieu would be bonkers at $60 a share. There's no way that's going to happen, but that would be enough to destroy shorts on their positions and then force them to have to close everything else that they own. Now, it sounds like from the wording of the postponement that there's multiple parties working in concert to do the stalking horse bid, and that they each want different pieces of the company and or its brands. And so we're just waiting to figure out how that is all going to work out. So here we sit. We wait. And I can refresh the docket, see if anything's happened. Nope. Just the notices of appearance for various attorneys for world markets. Nothing up on there. If anyone sees anything, let me know. Okay, pair turn. Houston, GME working its way back up to pre-earnings price points. They can't even short us long enough to see any real profit anymore. And remember, anything above, was it $13? They're losing money. So they're still underwater in all these short positions they took. Also, GameStop Player is looking to be a streaming platform. Would you see yourself moving from YouTube to Player when it releases? I mean, co-stream maybe? I have no idea what the audience is going to be. Like, am I going to be able to get 5,000 to 10,000 views for a show on Player right off the bat? Are they going to pay me like way more in ad revenue than I get here, so that I can have a fraction of the audience and make way more money? We'll do that. Snort alert. Oi, Houston. You said the VIX has become gerrymandered, Potemkin Village in the last show. Are there indexes that are usable? Well, the VIX is the inverse of the SPY. And the SPY is completely gerrymandered. 27.7% of the SPY is 5 companies. It's supposed to be 500 companies that are in there, which there are 500 companies, but the rest of them have such small percentages of the makeup that they may as well not even be in there. And so the VIX is an inverse of the SPY, and I don't know if the VIX has the same weighted average as everything else. And if it does, and you aren't going to get the volatility out of those 5 main players in the SPY, then you aren't going to get the volatility out of the VIX. Now, a couple of VIX indexes, the UVXY and the VXXI, VIX VIXY, they're going to be doing reverse splits coming up. So I did the Aaron Salentine thing, and I bought 1 share of each to see if I get myself a free 20 to 1 or 30 to 1 reverse split. See how that works. Daniel Motes, Houston. Is $1 exactly a bad average to have right now for BYQ? Should I buy more to average down? I had an average at 16 cents. I averaged down quite a lot on the last day of trading. Oh, because the last day of trading, it was like 7 cents. So I bought as many as I could as I had money in my account for. And then I bought more since then as I've gotten paychecks. I just want as many shares as possible because it is totally a lotto ticket. And if the lotto pays off, the more I have, the more I get in the end. So that's what I'm doing. I am also totally fully expecting that every penny I've sunk into this to just be vaporized and never be seen again. So there's that. But I really, really, really want a bid posted before Friday because my call options come due on Friday. And it would be especially nice to have those suddenly go in the money. Andrew Stewart, Houston, what are your thoughts about mainstream media and supposedly Citadel going after Gary Gensler? After Gensler? I think you mean Gensler. Seems fishy to me. Yeah, I mean, the crypto news portal .hub or whatever that is like, Gary Gensler was manipulating markets was the article from apparently August of last year that had no words in it. It was just a headline. So I think that there's definitely shady things at play in there. And I don't know. Like, Gary Gensler could be doing more. He could definitely be like just laying down the hammer. And if the SEC had law enforcement powers, I bet he would be laying down the hammer more. They busted a naked short selling scheme that was involved in a company I can't talk about today. They were basically selling short to drive the price down and then buying a bunch more shares cheap when the price was down. And that's what they were doing. So they were manipulating the market. Now they're a small player. They only did $2 million in naked short selling. But that pales in comparison to the big boys. And they never seem to truly bust the big boys. They're too scared or something. I don't know. But, Quiet Quest. FINRA do a resolution aftermarket win in before appeal? I don't know what that means. Quiet Quest. Will MMTLP starts MOAS or is MMTLP not involved? Well, I mean, I think if MMTLP results in huge payouts, yeah, definitely. If MMTLP is allowed to just kind of wither and die the way they like everything to wither and die, then no. That's why we got to keep making noise, be annoying as hell, and not be Quiet Quest, but be a noisy quest. Call the elected officials, call the SEC, call the FBI, call the FTC, call any regulator you can think of, and just be annoying as possible for as long as possible until they finally give in, give up, and give you what you want. This is the method of the Karen. Is she's so annoying, people just want to give her what she wants until she goes away, and we need to embrace that spirit in our lives. They may hate us, but you know what? They can hate me from my beach bungalow. Snare alert puts a second intro today. I don't have a second intro today, so good. Jamaican Mon. Hey Houston, happy birthday, Mon. It looks like Gary Gensler is going to be having a rough time. What are your thoughts on the two congressmen pushing a new bill? Is it bullish for MMTLP? I saw a brief headline about it, but I did not see necessarily what it was about. Newsmaker builds SEC Stabilization Act to get rid of Gary Gensler. So, United States Rep. Warren Davidson has introduced the SEC Stabilization Act into the House of Representatives. That's on June 12th. One of the bill's main provisions is to fire Securities Exchange Commission SEC Chair Gary Gensler. U.S. capital markets must be protected from a tyrannical chairman, including the current one. That's why I'm introducing legislation to fix the ongoing abuse of power and ensure protection that is the best interest of the market for years to come. It is time for real reform and to fire Gary Gensler as the chair of SEC. Davidson declared his intention to introduce the bill earlier this year. He made that announcement in replied to a tweet by Coinbase legal chief Paul Gruel. Representative Tom Emmer is the co-author of the bill. Emmer said the SEC Stabilization Act will make common sense changes to ensure the SEC's priorities. Already right off the bat, this sounds like Davidson's in the pocket of crypto criminals. So he probably, it sounds like he wants to get rid of Gary Gensler because Gary Gensler is going after all these crypto companies that did staking, i.e. Ponzi schemes, and were self-dealing out of those Ponzi schemes. So that appears to be where. Wait, is there two of me on here? Oh, it's Monkey Cam. Oh, that's where you went, Monkey Cam. You went down there somehow. So if I go there, right, I can... Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. I can... Oh, come on. Nope. Come on, Monkey Cam. I want to... Ah, there we go. Okay, there's that. And then... Come on. Okay. Put you back up in the corner. There's the Monkey Cam. Okay. Anyway, there's two of me for some reason. Weird. Okay. Yeah, this already sounds like a plan to get the crypto companies, Binance and Coinbase, a reprieve from sanctions from the SEC for basically just being criminal organizations. Now, if you guys don't know what a big problem, what they're finding in these investigations are that these companies are doing staking. And the staking is, hey, don't keep your money in your wallet. Stake it to our platform, and we'll guarantee you 37% returns on your coins or whatever. And the guise is that instead of like mining or proof of proof of work? I can't remember all the terms. That you do a staking, and that staking somehow allows transactions to take place by having liquidity in the market, blah, 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 and then you get paid big bucks in return. What they were discovering at FTX was new people would stake their money, and then they would give them some basically counterfeit shares, counterfeit crypto, and they would take the crypto from them and hand it over to the new folks as profit. It was a straight up Ponzi scheme. And then they would borrow against all that money that was staked on their platform. It was like, hey, look, all these assets we have. And they would get hundreds of millions or billions of dollars in lending. Then they would take that cash and they would pump it through their hedge funds. So that's what FTX did. That's what they're discovering Binance has been doing. And I have little doubt that Coinbase is probably doing something similar. Now, Coinbase is saying, like, oh, only 3% of our business is the staking. But the staking is quite literally a Ponzi scheme. That's all it has been for every other platform so far. So why would it be any different for Coinbase? So right off the bat, it looks like Davidson is trying to get the SEC off Coinbase's back. And to me, that's bad faith. According to Fox News, the bill would remove Gensler from office and redistribute power between the SEC chair and commissioners. It would also add a sixth commissioner to the agency to disallowed any party from holding a majority on the commission and create an executive director position. That is a recipe for terrible gridlock. This is every city that moves to a council manager setup has this, and every city that moves to a council manager setup cannot accomplish anything worthwhile. Bainbridge Island moved to a council manager setup, and our city has been ground to a halt in the 20 years since then. It's been an absolute disaster. We used to have a mayor and council members, and the mayor was the elected executive, and they could veto stuff passed by the legislature. They had power to like kind of get things. They had captain of the ship, and they went to this council manager setup, and now we have councilors, a whole bunch of council members with one ceremonial mayor each year who does not have the mayoral powers, and a city manager. And the city manager has no ability to affect change whatsoever. Basically, their job is the council votes on something. The city manager says, that's really dumb, it's going to hurt everybody, and the council votes for it anyway. And the city manager has to go, well, I guess I have to make sure this stupid idea of yours goes through. And then they fire him. A year later, he gets a giant $1 million severance pay. They spend another $500,000 to a headhunting company to find another city manager. And they hire that city manager with a gigantic, even bigger annual pay. Now he's making $250,000 a year. He lasts a year before they fire him. He gets another $1 million severance. They spend another $500,000, find another executive director. And it just goes on and on and on and on. So having an even number of commissioners means you're always going to have a 3-3 vote every single time, because they're going to put the most partisan people they can in that position, and you're never going to get any decisions done whatsoever. So already a terrible idea right off the bat. Although lawmakers did not mention cryptocurrency in their statements, both Davidson and Emmer are known to be pro-crypto and critical of Gensler's leadership at the SEC. Emmer has, for example, called Gensler a bad faith regulator, and Davidson is the vice chair of the House Financial Services Committee new subcommittee on digital assets, financial technology, and inclusion. SEC spokesman declined to comment when approached by Cointelegraph. So, yeah, these are crypto bros. So they're not to be trusted. Whatever criticisms you have about Gary Gensler, these are crypto bros trying to make sure that crypto is never regulated and always a scam. That's straight up what it is. Okay. Is it bullish for MMTOP? No. It would result in a serious lack of regulation. Andrew Stewart, Houston, what does your crystal ball say about Miami tomorrow? Hopefully everything goes off without incident. I think it will go off without incident. Department of Homeland Security, FBI, all those dudes, they already have like their eyes on every player around there. And even like Laura Loomer has like been notified to not allow things to go crazy, or else she's toast. And she's like, what, me make things go crazy? Yeah, you. So I think it'll be, there'll be some flag waving people. There'll probably be more people going and pointing and laughing than anything else. So I think the flag waving people are going to be outnumbered personally by people who are jostling just to point and laugh. And Stuart, Houston. Oh, that's already did that one. Jason Blackwell, Houston. After MMTOP pays off, I want to invest in some art. I'm thinking about getting a Picasso or a Garfunkel. How about Paul Simon art? Go fuck yourself. Fair turn. What do you think the most spectacular thing the Carl Sagan Space Telescope will find based on its rumored uses when it eventually launches? I have no idea what the Carl Sagan Space Telescope capabilities will be. Carl Sagan Space Telescope. 12-meter space telescope. That's going to be huge. Carl Sagan Observatory Visionary Space Telescope. That's not going to help us at all. 12-meter space. That is a gigantic space telescope. And that's YouTube video. I don't want to watch YouTube video. This is from 2022. I'd like to see it fly, but it's not going to happen in only 12 years. Yeah. I mean, it took 23 years for James Webb Space Telescope. No, sorry. 25 years for James Webb Space Telescope to launch. It took about 25 years for Hubble Space Telescope to launch. If they get funding for it, it's going to be a 20-year cluster of inefficiency. And I talked about this in the show before. Like, they could have put a production facility right next to the Materion metallurgical smelter in Ohio, or by the mine in Utah, and just built the telescope there. But no. They had to take the mirror segments. The mirror segments each did like 63,000 miles in traveling from, mining the beryllium ore, getting it sent off to the smelter, getting it turned into ore, like an ingot, getting carved into a mirror, getting surfaced, getting polished, whatever. And it just bounced around back and forth across countries. So each mirror segment did 63,000 miles before it ended up at JPL. And the first mirror segment wasn't completed until like 2011. And then they didn't have the rest of it done until like 2021, and they finally launched it in 2022. It was the program for James Webb was created in 1997 and was supposed to be launched by 2002. It's supposed to be a 5-year program. It took 25 years. This is supposed to be a 12-year program, so 60 years is what we'll look at for that. And it's because they literally to get Congress to agree to budget this, all these wishy-washy congressmen who hate science and stuff will demand that part of the telescope be built in their district. Well, why don't you have the mirror resurfacing be done out in Calatuga? And so in order to get them to sign on, the bill's whip, it's going to have to be like, all right, I guess we'll have mirror resurfacing in Calatuga. And then, but the mirror grinding should happen in my district in upstate New York. So, okay, we'll do mirror grinding upstate New York. Oh, you know what? The mirror should actually be made of this material and put this alloy in there because my district in Colorado has only that stuff in it. So you got to go, okay. And you got to do that over and over and over and over. And then these mirror segments, and there's more of them. Like you can see just from the image on this PDF, like there's more. There's a lot more mirrors. It is a whole row of mirrors larger than James Webb, and put 60,000 miles in each one of those mirrors, all being made one at a time, and it is just going to take forever. But having a mirror that big, I don't know if it's going to be in infrared, visible light, probably infrared and visible, if anything, with a mirror that big. But yeah, it's and that's going to be real heavy. So I don't know how many launches it'll take to get enough mirror segments up there to do that, but a lot. Ideas Matter 7707. Probably stupid. I hope it finds God, not because I think God exists, but if the Carl Sagan Space Telescope finds God, it'd be funny as hell. Ideas Matter 7707. Houston, what is your opinion on VOCL stock? Listen to the CEO in Twitter Spaces, and he seemed to have some great ideas for his failing stock. I have no idea what VOCL is. Vocal? VOCL. Created Incorporated. That seems to be a very low price stock. My guess it is OTC. What's the 5-year look like? Okay, so they were at $14.97 July 2020, and have since bottomed out to 4.5 cents and been just in that zone for quite some time. They were over $1 back in November. That little spike then. I don't know what they do. What do they do? Reported revenues of 10 million fiscal year 2022. Content moderation, AI powered generations as flagship platform. Well, they're saying the right things, meaning they're putting AI powered in there. You want to have AI everything in your stocks. Remember, you want AI. AI is the new crypto, which is the new .com. So you just want AI and stuff. So they're already doing that part right. Beyond that, earnings per share negative $1.46. That's a lot. I mean, if they are a startup still trying to create their product, and they don't have a product to sell yet, then they're going to be behind everybody. Yeah, they got a really big positive beta. Yeesh. Okay. I know nothing about them. Ideas matter. The reset of the chat. Oh, meow meow. Sorry, meow meow. I totally missed. I was yakking. Missed your thing. If the judge orders blue sheets, can FINRA appeal to delay it? I don't know what the laws are in New York. In Washington, you wouldn't be able to delay during appeal. Whatever's awarded gets awarded while that's happening. I'm not sure if New York State courts are the same way. You can eventually appeal and have them give the blue sheets back, but by then the cat will be out of the bag. So I don't know if it will do them any good. They might be able to get a stay order from an appeal court going, whoa, 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 we're going to look at this first. But that, I think it would be really hard for them to get that stay order simply because they've been forced to do it in the past and have complied. So why they would be like, no, not this time, when they've complied in the past. So I think it'd be hard to get an appellate court to do that. Okay. KYP's here. Hello. Joshua Pell's here. Hello. Fabrizio's plopping. Hello. Squamps, please let RC get bye, baby. I don't want to go to the toilet store or whatever. I don't want to go to the toilet store. Bex Houston, happy birthday. I need some hopium. Got any spare? I'm always full of hope. I'm still refreshing the docket here. And all I see are the attorney appearances. Again, if anybody sees anything, scream it into the chat and I will go looking. Dog Mom's here. Fiorum's AMC is Stalking Horse bid just the dog and pony show. So far, yeah. Except there's been no dog or pony yet. What does Nightmare end? I don't know. Hot Pocket Rebel. Horse's name is Hoofhearted. Drew Saul, with RC now the CEO, I think the probability of Ryan buying or bidding for BBBB is dead. Additionally, no capital will be pushed to shareholders. Private equity gets first dibs. Private equity only gets $1.4 billion. That's what they'd be owed. Beyond that would go to shareholders. And even then, the hopium would cause share prices to go up based on just a bid alone coming through. And that type of thing, it's delicious. JR, JR, super chat. Questions about BBBYQ. When the court did that share count was like 10 times the float, anything happened from it? Shouldn't all those provide a reason for a forced closure of shorts? You'd think? I mean, yeah, you'd think. Here we are, and here we sit. We're just waiting. Personally, I think there should just be some court order that where the judge is just so flabbergasted at the misbehavior of shorts that they go, you know what? I'm making an order that every short in the country has to close. That'd be great. And just squeeze Reno. But I don't think that part's going to happen. Dog Mom. It's like a healthy serving of hopium as well. We'll give them to you. ETX Kevin, I think the BBBY stalking horse will be under seal, so we won't know anything until it's over. I'm hoping for a leak. I would really love a leak. Leak before Friday, because that's when my options expire. So, come on, guys. Pushed out 3 weeks already. Just make it happen. Bogot Smoke 28. Is lagging internet just a feature of the show? Yes. It is a feature. It is, and we embrace it here because we got nothing else we can possibly do. Richard White, Planter got any legs? Not financial advice. I'm an advisor. Take into account. I mean, they do stuff. They are a Peter Thiel company, so they're straight up Bond villain evil. So there's that. I mean, I don't want to invest with Peter Thiel because he's an evil man. Straight up Nazi is who Peter Thiel is. And just an awful Ernst Röhm brown shirt style Nazi. He just is a bad person. And I don't trust any venture that he puts out there at this point. He does initial .com boom and then began his evil Bond villain phase. Now, Elon would like to be a Bond villain. He's just too dopey to actually pull through on the Bond villain stuff. Peter Thiel's much smoother at that. Okay, see me moving. Excellent. All right. Happy Monday. Few rounds of AMC. Whisker Biscuit. Who is Jeff Dawn, and what does he mean to any potential company that is lucky enough to hire him as an advisor? I don't know what Jeff Dawn is. Whisker Biscuit. Jeff Dawn. He's a professor. He looks like the commish. Jeff Dawn, professor of physics, atmospheric science, cited by lithium ion batteries, physics, chemistry. Oh, is he the dude that just got hired at the company I can't talk about to be like the battery czar? So one of the pioneering developers of lithium ion batteries. All right. Well, there you go. That's probably why you'd want him, because he does batteries, and people need batteries. And companies make batteries and sell batteries. So, that's why you'd want them. Belgian Whale, happy birthday. Still in Crete, don't ever want to leave. Then don't. Simple solution right there. Done. Got the EU passport. Use it. Fearham's AMC World Market, kind of good fit for buyout. Yep. Okay. Stalking Horse concludes 27th of June. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know, unless they push it all back again. Bullish on aliens, says Dan. Phil Clayton. So he wouldn't buy it, then place competent people on the board like he did with Chewy and GameStop. I was talking about Ryan Cohen. Cohen still wants Bed Bath & Beyond. Yeah, I think he still wants them. Pickle Me Elmo, happy birthday, H. I know you can talk about what Rosa's doing, but do you have any hopium for us? Oh, I can't talk about what Rosa's doing. Rosa's got a few days to file something. I have the feeling she's going to be filing something. I don't know what it's going to be. But she just said she had a trick up her sleeve. So, what she files may depend upon what the court hearing turns out to be tomorrow. Because that week she has until Thursday the 15th? Tuesday, 12th, 13th, 14th. Thursday. Thursday 15th. So, we know she can pump out some serious volume of pages in just a day. I totally forgot to message her this weekend and just kind of check in. But then I'd just be distracting her from doing her job anyway. So anyway, hi, Rosa. Let's see. Sarah Stonks is here. Woo! Houston, are you planning your next garage stream? Yeah, planning involves time. At the moment, I'm murdering blackberries. I'm just trying to destroy every blackberry I can. Make sure the lawnmower works so I can finally mow the yard again. Because I do not want to push that lawnmower, that little crappy one. Ugh, it's murder. I'd much rather drive the big one that just grinds everything up. And then I've got the 4th of July coming up. And the 4th of July, I haven't had one since 2019 due to COVID. So the 4th of July barbecue is a very big deal in my community. And hundreds of people show up to my house and have one hell of a time in the bounce house on the slip and slides, eating burgers, sipping suds, and just enjoying themselves. So I have to make sure the yard is ready for hundreds of people to come to my home and enjoy themselves. So I've got that going. That's at the forefront, is making sure that I've domesticated the jungle that surrounds me. But yes, I still need to build a vent box for my acid bathing. And once I get that done, I can start doing gold. So that might be a post 4th of July build. Get that done. So we'll wait a few weeks. We'll see. Fabrizio, President 37 counts is fucked. He has to go with his 38 counts and the other 36 counts in New York. James Fisher, I'm Trump all the way. Biden going to jail. Biden is not going to jail. Like, you have to have a crime for him to go to jail. And the only crime you have is propaganda that came from the Kremlin, from one of Giuliani's friends, who's a mafia member of the Russian mafia. And Giuliani's more likely to go to jail than anyone else in this thing. So no, Biden is not going to jail. There's not a crime anyone can pinpoint to him for it. Even the House Republicans, back in May, they're like, oh, we got a special House investigation into these Biden crimes. And then like 4 days later, after bragging about all their whistleblowers and info they had, they cleared Biden of all allegations, basically saying, oh, whistleblowers weren't actually whistleblowers and they didn't have any information that was factual. It's hard to do. But the special prosecutor in the Trump case, it is literally open and shut. They have him on tape admitting that he's committing a crime. There's no way you can avoid that. Now, sure, the judge in the trial can do what's a Rule 29, where they can just unilaterally say, like, it's a judicial acquittal. Get rid of him. And you can't appeal it. You can't try him again. You can't appeal it. So, something like that could happen. But in all likelihood, a jury's going to convict if it goes to trial. I don't think Trump can escape that at all. He's toast. Steve, do you think that if one stock squeezes, it will cause a chain reaction and some or all the other meme stocks will squeeze right after or during? I mean, just go back, look at the graphs of all the meme stocks, January 27th, 28th, 2021. And then look at all the OTC stocks a week later. They all went woohoo for no reason or because the entire system was about to implode and then explode. Supernova style. Hey, monkey. What's up, dude? Oh, you smell something? What do you smell? All right, whatever. Yeah, they're all connected. They're all in the same swap baskets. They're all in the same ETF baskets. They're all together in this. Mudkip, happy birthday, Susan. Could you comment on the story about Bill Gates? Which one? The one where he was falling for a Russian honeypot. He was having an affair with some Russian, was a chess player who's actually a spy who works for like the GRU or something. Bill Gates, come on, man. Like, they really need to do, like, if you become an executive at a major corporation, manager, whatever, you need to go to a counter intel course and learn about like counterintelligence, because the amount of Russian and Chinese involvement in American corporations is bonkers. So many Russian oligarchs invested big money into Google and Microsoft and Yahoo and all these different companies. Same thing coming out of China, and then they just, you know, if they're not doing corporate espionage, they might be blackmailing these executives as well. So, Bill Gates, you know, there's a saying that men have two brains, but only enough blood to run one at a time. And I think Bill Gates is a definite example of that. Like, oh, you are completely autistic, and you're very good at this one thing, but I'm going to get you on the other things because you're socially awkward. And there he is having an affair with a GRU agent. Good job. Going on planes with Epstein, whatever. Belgian whale, furlong CEO of Baby. Very possibly. Here's AMC. SEC called me back Friday. The lady was hesitant to help me find online which regulation rule would say if short sellers are allowed to hold positions open when a company goes private. Well, the basic rule, and you don't think about like regular short positions at all. Just think about naked short positions. And we know there's naked short positions because of the amount of FTDs that were generated, the fact that the amount of FTDs were generated in the last day of trading that can never close, and the fact that people who put their accounts on margin months after the trading halt suddenly found their next bridge hydrocarbons lent out. And who are they lending out to? Naked shorts, who need shares to hold on to for their short position. But it all comes down to Reg Show. Reg Show is the law that says naked shorting is illegal except when you can identify shares that are available for purchase. So this comes down to, you know, you see the orders come in for shares, and you're some market maker or hedge fund or whatever. Boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop. You're supposed to call somebody who has a bunch of shares and say, hey, Bill, I'm going to sell 1 million shares of this stock. Do you have 1 million shares that I could potentially buy? Bill says, yeah, sure, whatever. You go, sweet. You type in your computer, I can find 1 million shares at Bill's. And then you sell the whole bunch of shares you don't own. And eventually you're supposed to go and buy Bill's shares, but you really don't have to unless like they make you, right? With a private company, there are no shares available for purchase. You can call Bill and say, hey, Bill, you have 1 million shares. Can I buy your 1 million shares? And Bill could say, yeah, you could buy them, but there is no market, so you can't. So you can't have a naked position on a private company. It's all based in the Reg Show loophole right there. The Reg Show loophole does not count for private companies. Therefore, you cannot have a naked position on private companies, which means you can't have these short positions they have based on all the FTDs, based on all the naked shorts they sold. You just can't. It should have been closed. Oh, there's Fear MC. Eventually, she sent me to the Reg Show website, but I haven't combed through it yet. Yeah, it's all Reg Show. Reg Show is all about you can't short a company, but if you identify some shares, you can actually naked short them. Matthew Bennett, happy birthday, Houston. I saw a UFO like the silent black triangle he described a few shows back. I saw it in Joshua Tree near 29 Palms Base, large black triangle, silent flying at nighttime. See? There was the pictures of the lighted up one at night that was at 29 Palms. Can't remember which camp at 29 Palms it was. But yeah, there was out there. So, you know, they exist. And there was that really big one that looked kind of similar that went over Phoenix, Arizona, I don't know, 15 years ago. Like the entire city filmed it. They're like, what the hell? Just these triangle of lights like went over the entire city and freaked everybody out. That stuff's awesome. A few times AMC, she tried getting me off the phone sooner, like immediately when I mentioned MMTLP. She acknowledged they received thousands of complaints. keep being annoying, folks. It's in there. They know. They're like, oh god, these people again. So there you go. Proof. Spartan, 5 billion. Sure. Space Ghost Terps. I remember thinking MOAS might come before student loan payments return. Holy F, I was both naive and wrong. Shorts are going to love when retail needs to liquidate positions to pay student debt sooner. Yeah. I mean, just every time they ask for student debt, just be like, I don't have a job. And then they furlough it for a year. And they call a year later. And they're like, hey, you owe money. You're like, I don't have a job. They go, oh, furlough for a year. And just do that until you die. Dr. Mordecai Cassius Marcellus Jones. I love asking a Christian about the Sky Fairy Jesus. Oh, what a tangle web they weave. Sure. Firearms AMC, like 250 million ape Adam Aaron sold from 2020 through 2022 that were not disclosed to retail, but more importantly, there is no prospectus showing those shares were sold. Where's the money, Adam Aaron? I mean, the documents have been coming out in this court case are not looking good for the execs at AMC. No wonder they wanted to settle, and no wonder the judge was like, whoa, we can't allow this settlement. I've been aware of too many bad things so far. The simplest thing, all you had to do was say, hey, we're going to do a share offering to the market. And retail shareholders can buy these shares. That's all you have to do. And you can sell them slowly for cajillions of dollars and making more than enough money to pay off all your debt. Done. Then do your reverse split or whatever after that. Meow Meow. Did you see the report of the 10-foot aliens landed in someone's backyard? Cops saw the UFO too. Yeah, the ones in Vegas. Yep. And then the cops were like, don't ever call us again. We don't want. What am I supposed to do if I come face to face with the 10-foot alien? But I do wonder, like, why those people didn't, with their cell phones, film the 10-foot alien. Because you got a group of people in a house, you see a 10-foot alien in your backyard. Someone is going to take out their phone and go, "Whoa!" Actually, hopefully, they go, "Whoa," because horizontal's better. Well, Nicole, do you think AMC and GME will ever go parabolic again? I think GME will. I have my doubts about AMC at this point. They've kind of done everything wrong. Chico Rico, Professor Houston. What does a post-squeeze market look like? What do you think is the best investments to look at after the incoming recession? Not financial advisor. I mean, market collapses, and you just go until it goes crashing all the way down. Then you take your cash you made, and you gobble it up as much as you can, and then it goes right back up again. Now remember, the Dow bottomed out at, was it 6,000 in March 2009, and now it's well over 30,000. So you 5x'd it every couple of years, 100% on that sucker. Dividend stocks, great way to go. Gold, great way to go, because everyone fears those positions, fears stocks, and wants to flood into something that's more stable, like gold. Also, if you're trading in the bond market, you can look at really good low interest rate bonds that have principals coming due from like companies that probably won't go under. You might be able to get those things for a song. Like, let's just say there's a bond for Ford Motor Company. I don't know, I'm pulling this out of my butt. And Ford Motor Company has a bond. It's paying like 1.5% interest, so whatever. But the balloon payment, the payment principal is due in a year, right? And you go in there and it's a $100 million bond, and you find it for 30 cents on the dollar for $30 million, right? Okay. You can make your 1.5% on the $100 million for the 1 year and then get $100 million the last year, second year. Like you can do things like that. Yeah, and you know, you can amass enough stocks to that point where you're doing nothing but covered calls and making a healthy living. Like, you know, there's the folks that have big positions of GameStop. A lot of them are doing covered calls. Let's do calculator. Bing. Whoa, calculator, you're too big right now. Put you over there. Okay, calculator there. Turn off the Chrome. Boop. Turn on the calculator. Turn off the paint. Bye-bye, baseball player. Okay. So, Monkey Butt does cover the numbers. Okay, Monkey Butt has to be tiny on the calculator one. Just a tiny little Monkey Butt right there. Okay, so let's say you have 50,000 shares, right? You made enough money. Oh, whoops, clear. You have 50,000 shares, and right now, 50,000 shares are worth about $1 million. So if you bought $1 million in GameStop, or you bought $100,000 in GameStop 3 years ago, or whatever, you might have 50,000 shares. Those 50,000 shares represent, right, 500 call options. So you still covered calls. You do weeklies, right? Let's see. What's the GME options chain? Okay, GameStop options chain. Quickly, we'll pop Chrome back in here. We go down to its price is at what, $21? Is that where we are? Those puts are these. Those are calls. Calls for June 16th. Yeah, so 21 is about where we are. So you go $5 above. It's 26. 26, $30, right? So 30 cents a share. So you can sell them on Monday, $30 each. So times 30. There's $15,000 a week. $15,000 a week for you. Boom. What do those $15,000? And this is assuming that they don't, you know, by Friday the price isn't above $26 and you don't lose everything, right? But you're making $15,000 a week selling these covered calls. You take the $15,000, you buy more stocks, right? Price is $20-ish. So you just bought another 750 shares. Tack that on to your 50,000 shares, and you have 50,700. Okay. Boom. Now you can do 507 call options. So 507 the next week times 30. You just made $15,200. You tack on, divide that sucker by 20. You now have 760 and a half shares. Add that to your 15,750. Now I got 16,510, right? So that gives us oh no, sorry, 50,000. 56,000. Oh, gosh damn, I did that number wrong. So it's 50,750 plus 760. That's what we want. We got 51,510. So now we got 515 call options the third week, right? 515 times 30, and you're at $15,450 a week. The third week you're making. So you're increasing by a pretty good chunk each week. Let's see here. So I want to go. Where's 500 times 30? 15,000. Divide that by 20. 750. That's right. 750. So 750 divided by 50,000. You're doing 15% a week on your play. So if we have 50,000 shares, we multiply that by 15% each week. 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, 5 week, 6 week, 7 week, 8th week. You're going to be making a fortune soon. Absolute, just monstrous fortune of money by the end of the year. Now, let's say, shoot, I still had Chrome up here. Dang it. You're making a lot of money. Let's say that the price does spike 1 week and you lose all your shares. Poof, gone. You sold all your 50,000 shares at $26 or whatever. So 50,000 shares, you sold them at $26. So you made 1.3 million off of it, which is more than you paid for it, right? You made 30% in the end because that's what you sold them for. You're like, oh man, I don't have any more GameStop shares. I don't have to pay taxes on this like $300,000 profit I made. Well, we know from the cycle, right, that GameStop goes up briefly and it crashes back down. Okay. Let's say it happened this week that the price went to $27 or whatever, and they exercise all their options, and your call options, your shares have vanished, and you've got nothing left. But you got this $1.3 million in your pocket. Well, look forward a couple of weeks. Let's say to July 7th, and let's go to the put ratio, right? Let's say you want to buy July 7th puts at $27. They're $543. Okay, so divide that by 543. You're getting 2,394 puts, right? And let's say just like every week, it pushes right back down to the $20 range. So you can multiply that sucker by about $700 if it goes back down to the $20 range. And you just made $1.6 million back off your puts. And you can buy back in all those 50,000 shares you lost at $20. So divide that sucker by $20, and you're now sitting at 83,000 shares. So you can play that cycle again and again and again and again. And at the end of the year, I don't know, sell everything and then pay your taxes. I don't know. But that's what a lot of folks who have really big positions in this are doing. They are lending out all their shares, or not lending out, they're selling covered calls at, 15% above the share price, thinking it's not going to hit this, and they do the weeklies, so the likelihood of them getting hit by that are not very large, and then just double back in. They just put everything back into GameStop again and do it all over again. So, yeah. Yep. So it's a system. That's what they like to do. Okay. Meow meow. Mark Basile says it is a possibility, and they could have up to 30 days. Oh, so 30 days to like appeal? Is that what you're saying? Hurry up and wait. Yes, that's where we are. Kevin Rayonen, love you, Houston, but your internet sucks. It does. My internet sucks. It absolutely is terrible. It's garbage. I have garbage internet. They say I've got great internet. They say I've got, 10 gigs up, or 10 megs up, 100 meg, 150 megs down. I don't see that ever. Mudkip, Houston, happy birthday. Can you comment on the Bill Gates mosquito project using CRISPR? Billionaires are evil. Do you remember the underdog cartoon and evil villains controlling the world? Dystopian. I don't know too much about the CRISPR project other than they're trying to genetically modify the mosquitoes so that malaria can't live inside of them. I mean, I'm okay if they just eliminate every mosquito on Earth and then, whatever eats mosquitoes disappears. I don't care. We'll deal with that later. But, the next best thing is introducing these populations of mosquitoes that can outbreed the current ones and they can no longer carry malaria. Cool. Because we don't have a vaccine to a parasite like malaria yet, and malaria is really bad. Don't get malaria. B2B brand always talk about his internet, not skip frame for me. Well, maybe it's your internets and not necessarily mine that are terrible. Maybe just let me know that all of your internets are terrible and mine is fantastic. Okay. Peter Carvalho. Houston, greetings from Geneva, Switzerland. Thanks for your time and helping us through this never-starting squeeze. Can you please detail an options play on BBBYQ in the future? Well, there is no options play. No one lets you buy any options. So, can't? I mean, I was trying to get options. I wanted to get 1,000 calls for August 18th because I saw the dates were getting pushed for the stalking horse and going, oh no, my options are going to expire worthless. So yeah, that's what I was shooting for, and but they won't let me. AP, use ChatGPT as a tiebreaker. I would not trust ChatGPT in that way. Stalking haunts. Yeah, the squamps, they're MS Paint masterpieces. Christopher Stedman, how's it, Houston? Happy King Kamehameha Day. Is it King Kamehameha Day? I was never in Hawaii for King Kamehameha Day because school would get out like, I don't know, May 20th, and so I'd fly home. So I was always here. But you know what today is? I just realized looking at the date. Today is the Monkiversary. Monkey butt. Monkey butt. Monkey butt. 7 years ago today, I got you. I got you from the Kids Happy Humane Society 7 years ago today on King Kamehameha Day, and she's a Hawaiian dog. She came from the Big Island. Come here. Come here. Let's celebrate. Come on. Come on. Let's celebrate. Woo! Yeah. 7 years, dude. I got you. June 12th, 2016. June 12th, 2016. Huh? Yeah. Monkey butt. That's good. It calls for celebration. Right? Calls for celebration. It's Monkey's anniversary. Her adoptiversary today. Monkey Day. Yeah. It's your day. I was in Banff last year, so I wasn't able to celebrate your day. You got to celebrate Shawnee though. You want another one? Yeah? Come in here. Get another one. There we go. Yeah. I'll put one more for the shark cam. Dun 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 dun. Alright, there's 3 of them for you. There's a Monkiversary. Yeah, just imagine the life you'd have if you'd like gone to live with someone else. Oh, gross. Can you imagine? Can you imagine like being like a 1-bedroom apartment all day long and like never getting to go for 20-mile walks or getting to murder coyotes? You'd be like some urban dog living in like Silverdale or something. Ugh. Yeah, drive by the mall all the time. Gross. Ugh, so much better. So much better getting to like go into the wild, walk around in our forest, destroy little bunnies that are out there, eat squirrels. Just a good life. Hope you appreciate it, monkey. Okay. Matt Newton, discuss your tweet about Icon Cohen Pulte buying BBBY. Not much to discuss. Icon has his outfit has $1.5 billion, $2 billion in cash sitting on hand that he's just been sitting on, just waiting, right? And he loves to buy companies, either turn them around or strip them for assets. He's a raider, he's a corporate raider. 2, Ryan Cohen appears to be in conversation with Carl Icahn quite a bit. Takes pictures with him, whatever. And 3, Pulte is not very subtle. Not very subtle at all. He pretty much just tweets out what's happening. And it seems fairly evident that Pulte, Icahn, and Ryan Cohen are partnering in something. And Pulte keeps alluding to Bed Bath & Beyond. Ryan Cohen had attempted to buy Bed Bath & Beyond in the past, and now probably is going to get it cheaper after making a huge profit off of his stock. So, I mean, it's all speculation. It's not guaranteed. It's not a sure thing. But the rumor mill seems pretty strong, and the Cohen Pulte tweets especially seem to allude to that quite a bit. So there we are. BB Brand Houston, I looked at the comments and the retweet you did about the bullets hitting the water, bouncing off the surface. I assumed people were somewhat intelligent in general sense, but now I do not. I love the comment of the person who's like, you know, these are tracers, these aren't bullets. Tracers are a type of bullet. They just happen to have an incendiary on them that has them lit up so you can see them go somewhere. It's not like they're like a light bulb shooting out of the bullet. That's not how it works. Yeah, it's hilarious. Bill Coyne, GME up. Funny, no Wall Street Journal article. Yeah. And I was in the Wall Street Journal. Did I talk about this already? I was in the Wall Street Journal last week. Tae-Ping Chan, who's she writes kind of like little offbeat stories for the Wall Street Journal. She had found a tweet of mine from 2019 where I was talking about a guy who I worked with a decade previous at a bar. And let's call him Paxton. And Paxton got hired. He's fresh out of college. He's working every Sunday. And his mom calls the manager and she's like, Paxton's a really big Seahawks fan. It really kills him that he has to work on Sundays and can't watch the Seahawks game. Can you change the schedule? And the manager is like, tell your son to grow a pair and tell me himself. And she never changed his schedule and he was stuck working every Sunday. And so she, Tae-Ping Chen, liked it. And I swear we had like an hour's worth of interviews over probably 3 phone calls. And that was just 2 sentences in the Wall Street Journal. Houston Wade of Seattle, Washington, age 42. Worked in a restaurant 10 years prior where a coworker's mom called to have his schedule changed. So he was a really big football fan. His schedule did not change. But yeah. Christopher Stedman, regarding the Basile case tomorrow, what's your hunch on outcome? I think Basile's filing was really good. His response to their response it pointed out, he's like, they're treating it as if they're being sued. They're not. We just need the information so we can figure out who the bad actors are. This has been done in the past, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what they're objecting to. It's not hard to produce this information. It takes just a moment. We already know that there's fraud involved and that they were looking at the blue sheets, so they have them. Yeah, and then he made fun of the fact that they seem to not know how their accounting works. I think he's got a good chance. Very good chance. Phil Clayton, Houston. Do you see about GMG partnering with Rio Tinto? Surely it's extremely bullish moving forward. Extremely bullish. Also, Toyota announced that by 2027, they will have solid-state batteries in their electric vehicles. Extremely bullish. Toyota is the largest manufacturer of hybrid and electric vehicles in the world. And them putting solid-state batteries in their cars would mean all difference in the world. I'm not sure what form of solid-state. If it's going to be that GMG aluminum ion, or if it's going to be a different type of solid-state battery. But it's big. That coincides roughly with about the timeline I'd figured that a company like GMG could have a large-scale manufacturing ready to go for solid-state batteries, and that's where we are. A passing cloud. The heat shield was a good chunk of the work, maybe more than the mirror detectors. Yeah, the big fanned out heat shield thing. That thing was pretty neat. Originally wanted a larger design, but got cut down weight allowance. It'd be cut down size. Yep, crazy project. Very crazy. And now I lost all my chats again. Where? Oh, there it is. Okay. CGII. Name the restaurant. Middle Eastern man with ties to the mob opening a ramen restaurant, Ramen Don. You guys are killing me. You're just shaving years off my life. Ron Johnson, what do you know about space warp bubbles created in thunderstorms? I hear antimatter is created in storms. How can we use this or harvest it? You cannot harvest antimatter because antimatter comes in contact with matter. It disappears and forever. Both of them disappear. The antimatter and the regular matter disappear, leave behind a gamma ray photon, and then that's it. So, heat death the universe. The Big Tramp. Is someone trying to buy BBYQ? Yes. Ron Johnson. thought about buying BBY, but bought a SPY put instead. Well, at this point, they're doing the same thing. I'm a bag holder. Yes, someone's trying to buy BBYQ. There's 20 interested parties. We don't know who the stalking horse bidder is, and I was hoping that by 5 o'clock. Oh, a yawny boy today. Birds were really loud early this morning. I even had my fan on. They were like right outside my window. Woke me up early. Yeah. Still nothing on the docket except for bull market attorneys filing in. Squamps RC is probably just signing all the papers with massive donkeys. Scott Lumley, happy birthday, Houston. Have you ever considered reaching out to Legal Eagles to see what their take on the MPLT situation is? I don't know who the Legal Eagles are. Who are the Legal Eagles? Legal Eagles. That's a movie from 1986. Eagles, 1986 American romantic comedy thriller directed by Ivan Reitman. So no, I have not talked to Robert Redford about it. But we could reach out to them if Robert Redford returned my phone calls. Peter Brand, I'll say your shirt is confused. This is another Mystery Michael shirt. It definitely is confused. It's two-facing itself right now, but monochrome. Citizen 54, crisis actor jobs advertised in Miami area. Every accusation is confession. With Republicans, also Trump mentioned bleach bit is a tool used by Hillary on her hard drive. Another confession. Was bleach bit even around then? I don't know. You're what bathing? My acid bathing. My acid baths. I gotta take all my electronics and broken jewelry and dump them into acid baths, but it creates poisonous gas that will easily kill me, so I need a vent box to vent out all of my stuff out into the yard, so it just kills the yard. And not me. And all my neighbors go, why does the farts burn right now? That's what they do. And then I take all that acid slurry and I filter it, and I take the stuff that's filtered out and I put in aqua regia, a different type of acid, and I melt out the gold or burn out the gold, whatever. And then I take that and I put in this stuff called precipitate, SMB, put that into the aqua regia, the pure gold distillates out, and I filter that, and then I take that filtered stuff and I throw it into a furnace, pour a little borax on it, and I get gold ingots. Melt it down and get gold ingots. So that's what we do in the garage when we have the room and the time. People brand everything Trump has accused others of has been self-confession. He doesn't seem to form his own ideas, just takes what he sees around him and spits it back out. So likely he uses bleach bit. Very likely. He probably just learned about it and he's like, this is amazing. Crystal Murphy, happy birthday. Petra Farm members. 54, help my chats won't post or I can't see it. I can see your chats, Citizen 54. He retracted a couple of messages though, so I don't know. People branded personally have a hard time remembering things that never happened. Albert Manson, BBBY, you have said here's 1.4 billion liabilities. What about the other 3.4 billion? They have to pay long-term debt, and does that have to be paid before we see money? Not necessarily. A lot of that 3.4 billion is actually, they sign contracts for leases for stores and things like that, office space, warehouse, and they're selling that off. So a lot of that will just disappear. They're selling off those leases, and those leases, whoever gets those leases will get them for a song. The leaseholders will just go, you know what, we're just gonna write this off because it was going to be discharged probably anyway, so they might as well get what they can for them. So a lot of that debt just gone. Sabby just got charges. Heck yes. Those are the ones that were doing the naked shorting. When Lambo, I hope like an hour and 26 minutes ago. That'd be great. Big Tramp, we're supposed to hear news about BBYQ. I was hoping an hour and 26 minutes ago. So here we are. No news yet. I don't know if news will come out. It might be entirely confidential. We may have to get leaked if we're lucky before Friday. It'd be really nice to get that leaked before Friday. Rick shows loopholes where he's attended. Is intended, yes. Danny Motes, we keep looking for the stalking horse and we can't find him. Maybe he's stalking us. Good point, Daniel. Trey Spider, still holding AMC, Jimmy, Ape, MMCLP. Are these guys ever going to run? Here we sit. We're waiting for the whole of the economy, for the bottom to fall the whole of the economy, so that these short hedge funds lose their collateral. Hoshi Gaming, what's the best way to meet girls, potential partners? I just want love. Try online dating. If you're into online dating, want to meet people in person, do activities. Join a hash running club. Join a climbing gym. People at climbing gyms get laid more than anybody else I've ever known in my entire life. And they're always just boning down with the most built human beings you possibly imagine. So, you get into shape, and you can nail a bunch of hot babes. So, hey, Kat. Can you come in? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Come on. Come on. Cattail karaoke. Right? I'll sniff that cat butthole. Good job, monkey. All right. Join a softball team. Join kickball team. Join dodgeball. Just go out there and do stuff, and you'll find other people doing stuff. And when you do stuff, you get to know people. So that's the best way. That's an absolutely fantastic way. Go join a cycle team. Like a lot of the ways to meet people is to do things that other people are doing. If you're into cosplay, join a cosplayers club or go to conventions. Just find people that do things that are cool, that do things you want to do. That's a fantastic way to find people. I mean, also, you can go to a local pub, right? You'll meet people there. Not necessarily, you might meet sloppy people. That's always a chance. So just, avoid the sloppy people. I would suggest that. But yeah, you just got to go out and got to meet people. They are around. They are everywhere. Host a giant 4th of July barbecue and invite your entire community to it. People will show up. It's a great way to meet people. No Revolution 105, Vegas UFO kids have a YouTube channel and won't do interviews. It's BS. They have a YouTube channel and they weren't filming the giant alien? Come on, man. People are too busy taking portrait vids of kids fighting. Theorem's AMC income-based repayment is what you want if you can't pay the student loans. Keeps the accounts from defaulting. Forbearance can show negative on your credit report. That is true. We're talking about need to reinvest it all to beat the SPY, tax liabilities, etc. Yep. Got to keep reinvesting. When is AMC going to run? I don't know, man. The executive leadership at AMC is a giant, colossal mess. And they've basically done a whole bunch of stuff that that helps the short hedge funds, hurts their investors, and removes a lot of the volatility from the stock. So will it run? I don't know. If I had a large position, and I don't have a large position on AMC, I've got some AMC shares. Dumping the AMC, buying Ape is probably the way you're going to get your money back. Because my guess is if they do get approved and finally do the reverse split, stock price goes to $50 a share. For 10 of your shares become worth $50 as one share. They're just going to short it right back down again. And Adam Aron's entire plan is to dump a whole bunch of shares at that price and pay off their debt eventually, which is good, awesome. But they're going to short it down really, really hard, really, really fast. And so buying 10 shares at $16 and have them worth $50 when the merger happens, way better than having stock at $4 and whatever cents at $50 when that happens. Bo got smoked. Houston, funny problem you have with the internet. Either jeopardize the show or admit Elon is your daddy and buy Starlink. Yeah, I'm not. Starlink is so much more expensive than just the internet, the crappy internet I have. And then Elon will be like, no. Jamaican, come on, Houston. Have you seen The Lost Century and How to Reclaim It by Dr. Stephen Greer? Would love to hear your thoughts on it. I have never heard of it. Lost Century. A century of illegal UFO secrecy has cost humanity hundreds of years of spiritual whatever. All right, I'll check it out. I've never heard of it, so I've not seen it. Buzzin' Buzzman. As he says. Happy Monkiversary. Yeah, Monkey, where'd you go? Monkiversary, little dog. Jesse Finnerfraud and SC are both corrupted. Either that or lazy as shit. Which also is a form of corruption on its own. Daphne started playing pickleball for the first time today. Any good ideas on exercises, strength, and increase mobility and flexibility for injured, stiff knees? No. Using them probably helps a lot. Build the muscles around them, get those tendons strengthened back up again. But if you've lost meniscus, you got some grinding, you got a cracked patella, a lot of that stuff can only be fixed with surgery. So it may just be stiff and hurt for a while. I don't know. I have supplements for Monkey, so in case she gets stiff bones. Right, Monkiversary. You want to come up here and say hi? Come up, say hi one more time. Come on. Just there we go. It's a happy dog. It's a happy dog right there. How's your joints feeling? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling good? You're looking good. That's right. That's right, little monkers. Yeah. Oh, happy 7th anniversary. Okay. Yeah, and like pickleball courts are hard, so they're gonna really cause it's a lot more impact than a lot of people realize. So probably really squishy shoes, really squishy tennis shoes to counteract that hard surface, because to lessen the impact of like stopping and pivoting and stuff like that. That stuff could be really hard on the ACLs and MCLs. So and a lot of water. You'll get muscle cramps like crazy. So beyond that, go to orthopedic specialists and have them look at your knees and tell you what's up. Maybe you need new knees, but that's a long recovery program from there. Knee Deep Legal Eagles legit YouTuber attorney. Ah, okay. I don't know. I don't know. Legal Eagles Devin Stone. He's an attorney who practices in California and a few other states. He's pretty big on LawTube in the YouTube sphere. I may have seen his stuff because it does sound kind of familiar. Is he the dude? He's kind of like a salt and pepper beard, maybe brown beard. Sits in like chiseled type looking dude. Pronto, what are the most least common types of rocks? Most common, granite and basalt. Probably basalt more common than granite. Least common, right up there, lamperite. That's among the least common amounts of rock, kinds of rock. This is lamperite from Black Butte, Wyoming. And you can see there's a couple, I don't know if you can see in the light, there's a couple crystal formations in this rock. This is an igneous rock that comes from way deep in the mantle and is associated with diamonds. Although no diamonds have been found yet at Black Butte, I've gone a couple of times looking in anthills, have not found them. Found tons of peridot, like 10,000 carats of peridot out of anthills around there. This is the rock associated with lots of color diamonds. So the Argyle mine in Australia, the largest diamond mine in the world, is a lamperite formation. The colored diamonds that came out of India were lamperite. The Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas, that's a lamperite formation. I think there's only 12 known lamperite formations on the entire planet. So this is the rarest igneous rock there is. So there's one in North America. We know of two. There's one in Black Butte, Wyoming, and one in Crater of Diamonds in Arkansas. But yeah, this is probably among the top 5 rarest. It's the rarest igneous rock, that's for sure. Ugh. There you go. That's good. That's a good way. So, oh, you guys couldn't see it. Oh, oops, wrong camera. This one. Up there. Okay. Kid Cadian, can you show us your real ape by making happy ape noises? When market crash? Soon? Hopefully? I don't know. Anytime now, as good as it comes. Trey Spider, have you ever been to Zion National Park? Yes. When was the last time I was at Zion? Well, when I broke the truck, that trip 2 years ago, I was at Zion. So, yeah. Jinja Ninja, let's say you had $20,000 set aside for the market crash. What 4 stocks are you buying at the bottom? Buying at the bottom. I mean, it would depend on what drops and how. Like, if the 5 tech stocks that make up the majority of the SPY, the 27.7% of the SPY, all finally drop, I would invest into those because they're going to fly right back up real fast. So there's 5 of those stocks, so pick 4 of them. What was it? Google, Facebook, Nvidia, Microsoft, and Apple. Those 5. Pick those guys up. BBBYQ brand, tell me about the small can of juice tea soda beside your Spam can. That is a Viking energy drink. So, what's hilarious is somehow the energy drink leaked out of here and leaked all over my belongings. It's never been opened. It's still closed. And it's all gone. There's nothing in here. It was full. It expired October 10th, 2002. So this is 20, at least it was produced October 10th, 2000. So this is a 23-year-old can of empty energy drink. Energy drink, energy drink, energy drink, energy drink, and everything is in German. Zutan, Wasser, Sucrose, Glucose, Sauergummittel, Zitronensauer, Taurine, Kohlensäure, Gluconolactin. Anyway, I played for the SU Kufstein Vikings, and so the Viking is a lawnmower company. They're like Steel or Honda or Husqvarna or whatever. They're an Austrian lawnmower company, and they were our sponsor. That's why we're the Kufstein Vikings. And this was an energy drink that they produced. I don't know if they produced it just for us. It's got basically a sticker on the can, so my guess is they just bought some generic energy drink and slapped their sticker on it. But yeah. So yeah, that's what this is. That's a little remnant from my playing days in Austria. And the fact that it just like osmized out of the can just blows my mind, because I can't find any holes in that can whatsoever. But like the drink, I used to have it in my bedroom, and I just had it up on top of a bookshelf, and like one day everything was just sticky. And I was like, what the hell? And then the can was like stuck to the top of the bookcase, and it had all come out, and I can't figure out from where. I don't know. Avocados is here. Checking back in and dropping off for cooked dinner. All right. Fiorum's AMC, I think the judge might refuse the settlement and the conversion reverse split. That might be also. I have no idea what the rectification would be for Antera receiving so many shares, which is against the corporate bylaws. So I don't know. Daphne maybe wants to spray WD-40 on them knees. Amber Firelight, I just listened to an interview with Raoul Powell, where he explains how we are in a recession, but the S&P 500 can't drop by a large amount because it has to do with inflation department printing money. I mean, there is inflation involved, and so like the price of things go up when there's inflation, right? The money becomes worth less, so the price of things goes up as a result. But I think a large part of the S&P 500 is that it's completely misweighted towards those 5 stocks, and that you can't get any actual indications of what the market is doing. All you're seeing basically is what those 5 stocks are doing, and that's not telling you a broad consensus of the index. Squamp, Susan, do you like healthy snacks like oat bars and soda flavored with monk fruit? I don't think I've ever had soda flavored monk fruit, and I don't know if I've ever had an oat bar. I like granola bars. I like sugar snap peas. Oh, I love sugar snap peas. My favorite vegetable. I like apples, plums, peaches. Oh, I forgot I got peaches downstairs. I bought some peaches. I forgot. In 16 minutes, I'm going to go eat a peach. I like healthy snacks. I also like snacks that could be terrible for me. I also have a giant pan of brownies downstairs. So, chocolate. Eagle Mo in Houston. I send you his videos on the regular. Yes, he's a good-looking dude who wears nice suits in his videos. Okay, that's the guy. Okay, that's the legal guy. I don't think I ever paid attention to his name before. Someone sent me an hour-long video of his. Was it you the other day? And I was like, oh, I don't have time to watch this right now. But I guess I can ask him. Someone else can ask him about MMTLP also. Everybody ask him about it. Knee deep. Does the AMC judge have the right to stop the reverse split? I think she is only dealing with the legality of the settlement with Allegheny. I don't know. Daphne been doing knee physical therapy, 6 months chair sits, side steps, ankle band, and side leg lift were big help. Yeah, I think Gaon using them is a great way to like just get strength back into those tendons, ligaments, and muscles. Chris Taylor, will calls get much more expensive overall as the market totally tanks? Calls get more expensive overall as the market totally tanks. Generally, no, because the market's going down, which means the call prices go down with it, right? So no. Puts might get more expensive and harder to find because you're burning through layers of puts in the money. So No. When the market bottoms out, that's when you want to get your calls. All right, you want to get all those calls then. Woo, Viking energy drink, shout out to CEI. Stonk Cobain has become a problem solver. Welcome, Stonk Cobain, to the green crew, the green team. Team Green. All right, just like the Viking energy drink. That one, right there. Viking energy drink. It's green, just like you now, Stonk Cobain. BB Brand, yes, sugar water Torian. Sounds energy. That's, yep. Squamps, also Houston. I am not a sports guy, but you talking about the Mariners batters getting finessed by pitchers is captivating. Lol. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of ex-major leaguers that I've talked to on the island. There's a guy that was kind of a journeyman for the few teams, Angels and the Brewers, and they like. Oh, what was the golden conversation? Who was it? It was the guy that's the golf pro at Wing Point now. Crap. Wing Point. Duh. That's what I want. What's Jeff D'Amico? That's who it is. So Jeff D'Amico, he played, I don't know, like 7 seasons of pro ball. He was okay. Let's see his stats here. Oops, you're there. Okay. Jeff D'Amico, career. Show me. There we go. So he did one Milwaukee. Had a year off in '98, probably injured. Milwaukee, New York Mets, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and then he was out. So he had 8 years. 461 earned run average. He had a couple of good seasons in there, especially 2000. He was a relief pitcher. He also started a bunch of games. So, he's had 23 starts in here. Those are some solid numbers. 12-7 season. He retired, became the golf pro here at one of the golf clubs. And I was talking to him once. We were talking baseball, and he's always been fascinated by knuckleball. He wants to talk about. He's like, I don't talk baseball anymore, but I've always been fascinated with knuckleball pitchers. So tell me all about knuckleballs. So we're talking about knuckleballs. Anyway, we were discussing like philosophy of getting hitters out, and his basic thing was most baseball players are dumb as rocks. So he'd be like, yeah, most of them are just dumb, dude. They're just real dumb. And so all you have to be is slightly smarter than them and you win. And the problem is when your body gives up on you and you can't do that one thing you wanted to do anymore. Like your elbow gives up, you lost the finesse, you have a terrible release point, you just can't get it back anymore, and you can't place your pitches anymore. They will eat you alive. And if the difference between your fastball and your changeup is 9 to 11 miles an hour, you will win almost every single time. If the difference between your fastball and your changeup is 4 miles an hour, they will win every single time. So once your body fails you, you're out. But as long as you have just a pinch more smarts than they do, and they're just kind of dumb, you're going to win, and they're only going to get you on mistakes. So, and he really, like, towards the end of his career, like 763 earned run average. That was probably it. 2004 Cleveland. His body just kind of gave up on him at this point. And it's weird how some players, like, they're horses and they can just go, like Nolan Ryan pitched in his mid 40s. Jamie Moyer pitched until he's 51 years old. And other guys, they do all the right things. They work out, they train, they take care of their bodies, and it just gives up. And that's it. That's the end of their career. So he's golf pro now at Wing Point. So if you ever want to play golf at Wing Point, you can be trained by Former major league pitcher. That's some pretty solid. Like, this is a really solid season right there. 266, 12-7. That's the type of season I would want. What was his whip? 164. That's okay. It's pretty good. It'd be enough to be like number 2 guy on any major league team today. Yeah, but did have a couple rough seasons there at the end. But yeah, he's 93, so been what, 75? Yeah, more 75. But that looks nothing like Jeff today. Seriously, those pictures look like Jeff D'Amico today. At all. Yeah, wow. That's Jeff today down here in the corner. But yeah, it's, I don't know. Some guys like Jamie Moyer, they put a ton of, because Jamie Moyer did not pitch hard. He pitched in like the 70s, if he was lucky, 81 miles an hour. And so he really, really, really had to focus on finesse, hitting his spots exactly, and outsmarting the guy ahead of him. And he had this Bible of every hitter in the league, in the major leagues. And he would sit, and when he wasn't pitching, he would sit and take notes on every single one of them. Where the pitches went, what they swung at, what they hit, where the balls went. He probably had better notes than most major league scouts do on players. And he would go over the entire lineup the day before he pitches with the catcher and the manager. He'd be like, okay, this guy loves all pitches up and in. We're going to avoid throwing him up and in, but he swings at everything that's middle and away and misses. So we're going to do a lot of pitches middle and away. You know, he can't hit a curveball. He can hit this, whatever. He did a lot more homework than I ever could imagine doing. Especially like, you know, playing in Major League, you face the same teams. Some of them a lot of times, like if one's in your division, say the Mariners and the Astros face each other 19 times a year. That's a lot of times you're seeing these guys. In college, you might face a hitter 3 times the entire season in one game. And so it's hard to like build up a good idea of what type of hitter they are, especially when you won't see them again for another year. After that, they've put on 10 pounds of muscle. They've gone to training camps. They've changed their entire hitting. Like, there's a lot of things that you aren't quite getting, you know, a good stat on them. But it's I don't know. You kind of look at them and you kind of see what it is that they struggle with, and you try to just exploit that. That's all you can do. Jesse, if you go back in time 20 years, what 3 stocks would you buy and short? Well, I mean, 20 years takes us to 2003, so Apple was already exploding by then. But if when the market opened in September 2001 after 9/11, I would have bought Apple, 25 cents a share. As many as I possibly could. That's for sure. 20 years ago, I would have also, let's see here. 2012 was when Facebook went open. Probably Google. I mean, those 5 in the S&P 500 are not bad. Who else? 20 years ago, who else would have exploded and gone absolutely bonkers? 20 years ago. Well, most dot-coms have collapsed by then. I would have gotten credit default swaps out the pooper for 2008, that's for sure. And like hindsight, right? You know, when to sell something, when to dump it. You know, bank stocks from 0203 up through 2008, and then dump them all just in time. That'd been great. Things to short, Sears. That's for sure. Kmart. Maybe other retailers like Macy's, JCPenney. Not Walmart. Not big box construction stores. Short Chrysler. That would have been a good one to short. Chrysler and GM 0203. they're making just monster vehicles then, and the gas prices go through the roof. No one can afford their monster vehicles. GM does stupid stuff like sells their entire stake in Suzuki, which is their only manufacturer making fuel-efficient cars at a time gas prices are $4 a gallon. That was just dumb. Like, we're going to double down on Hummer and sell Suzuki. Idiots. Oh, now we're bankrupt. We have to get seized by the government. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Season 54. Aliens from OAS. Speaking of aliens, a few nights ago I saw a light floating around in the sky in an unusual manner. Tried videoing it, but camera refused to focus and later crashed my phone. Aliens. Definitely. Chili's Miami. If the Mariners get swept, I will spam you for weeks. Go Marlins. Marlins are surprisingly doing really well this season. The Mariners, surprisingly, strike out way too much. So, but they did all right. Mariners are floating around 500. They were definitely a second half team last year, was when they took off. So, maybe they'll be a second half team this year. Ethereal Wasteland. Hey, Houston. I realized one of my boobs is noticeably larger than the other. Now I can't unsee it when I look in the mirror. Is this something guys care about? Notice. Apparently every woman has different sized boobs. Something I've read and I've been told by all my 4 sisters. So no, I've never noticed it. Unless it was like, a triple D on one side and an A cup on the other, I would not notice. I'd just be stoked there's boobs in front of me. So I guys are just happy to see boobs. So, it's a good day for them if they get to see that. I don't think they care. Really hope we get aliens from OS. Tired of this planet. E.T., let me kick it with you. Thank you, Houston. Definitely don't want knee surgery from Daphne. Yeah, knee surgery is a long, long recovery process. So do everything you can to avoid that. Daniel, baseball players are dumb. They are. But you know what? I think they might be more funny than other sports, though. Definitely more funny than like individual sports athletes. You can get some weirdos. You get some, like your Johnny Weir type weirdos. But like, there's something about the individual sports. Like you're on a swim team, but it's like really it's just you competing and not really as a team with anybody. And they're just not quite. They don't quite have the humor. But baseball players are goofy weirdos, and one problem is that they say the same joke over and over again for years. They will say the same joke from Bull Durham 10,000 times a season. It's like, okay, we got it. But there's other things. They just come up with the goofiest games to kill time. Like, we had this game we called Lung Butter. And if we were on a field that had a chain link dugout, right? All 35 guys while someone's hitting will be spending the entire time trying to cough up lung butter in order to get it to wrap around the chain link when you hawk the loogie. And if you could get to connect and wrap around 2 links, you'd get points. And it was just the most disgusting thing in the entire world. But we were fascinated with it. The coach would be like, pay attention. Yeah, baseball players are weird dudes. But yes, they are often dumber than a bag of hammers. Just a team full of himbos. That has happened a lot. Me says, as a geologist, have you ever smoked rocks? No. No, I've never smoked crack rocks. Fears AMC Chipotle. That stock is $1,600 a share now. Something. I think it's more than that. Chicken juice apparently for knees. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, yeah, Chipotle is $2,065 a share. Yeah, Chipotle is bonkers. Chipotle is bonkers, especially for a company that keeps poisoning their entire customer base. They like lose their gallbladders and kidneys and stuff. I still have never eaten at Chipotle, so I don't know. I assume it's like a Taco Del Mar. Firms that aims Chipotle back 17 years ago was $39. Okay. Jay, if there really is a basket of stocks shorted to hell, why won't they all rip at once? Is there a way to let them, for them to let them all go at one time? Well, I mean, they did. In 2021, they all ripped at once. Since then, you know, June 2021, GME went, AMC went, COS went. Those all went at the same time also. But I think they've managed to like squish down a lot. And because we haven't gotten extra money to play with in a while, because during COVID we're getting cash payments to survive, right? So some of us had some extra cash to throw at the stock market we didn't have before. I think that brought a lot more volatility to the market than currently. So yeah. Marissa, hey, so nice to see you, fellow Islander here. You're on Bainbridge or a different island? Welcome. All right. We've got Kitty. We have a neighbor. We have a neighbor on here. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that exciting? Yeah. It's time for me to go, though. I need to go eat one of my peaches that I bought and I forgot about. Iggy Lemon, Lordy, I had no idea lung butter was a legit game. Outside of friends playing it when we cut class sometimes. Oh, yeah. Lots of disgusting, disgusting games. Chad, almost Batman, Clifford. Houston, what do you think currently GME is legitimately work without manipulation? I think there might be missed a couple of words there on that question. Worth inflation, manipulation. 400 a share? Somewhere around there? I'm guessing there's several billion naked shorts. And you take the cash from those naked shorts, you put it into the shares that just exist now, you'd probably be around $400 a share. Somewhere around there, 500 a share. All right. He's about to eat booty. I'm about to put my mouth all over that peach. Okay, everybody. I'm going to see you on Wednesday. I'm not sure what time on Wednesday. There are things I need to accomplish on Wednesday. We'll see. Might be a nighttime show on Wednesday. Anyway, have a good one. Enjoy yourselves. Take care of everything. Be nice to each other. Bye-bye. Forkball, but left-handed.